in this video I'm going to be showing you guys how to make this poncho kimono top. So guys, this is just something very easy you can make with 1.5 yard of fabric, and this is a fabric I have left. So you see, this is an Ankara fabric. You see the way it comes here. So what I did was just to fold it into two. You see, this is it open, so I just folded it into two this way. So guys, the way I folded it into two now, you see the folded side. So this is about, like I said, this is 1 yard and 15 inches. I already went ahead and also cut out belt, and I'm going to be using the excess from all this scrap from the previous video to make the belt. But I also cut out one bold piece so that the extra here will just help me make the belt a little bit longer. So guys, now the next thing you're going to do is just to take the cloth now and fold it into two this way. So now you see we folded it into four, like we are trying to cut a full circle, right? So now this side here is going to be the length, right? So this is going to be our sleeve. This part is going to be the length of the cloth. Let me say it again. The part with the fold is going to be the shoulder. This part here is going to be the length of the top. So let me tell you the measurement I have here. So what I have here is 25.5, and then down here should be about 21 point something, because that's what Ankara normally is, right? Okay, it's 22.5. So now the next thing I'm going to do is just to go ahead. So guys, some people normally come down to this shoulder, insert like 1 inch and just make it like a kimono. But what we are trying to make here is a poncho, a circle poncho top, right, with a keyhole that will give you a belt. So guys, what you're going to do now is just at this top part here now, you're going to go ahead and mark maybe 4 inches of neck width, right? 4 inches, and then you can come down here and do 1.5, and then later you open it up again so that you can bring down the front neckline. And then that would be, let's say you decide to do, let's say 4 inches for the front neckline. You see, it depends on you what you want to do, or if you want, you can make it a wide neck and just cut 3 inches low like this for both the front and the back. That means the front and the back of your cloth will be the same, right? That's, you're going to cut it in form of like a boat neck, so that you just put in your head like how they normally make like a kaftan that doesn't have a zip, just an opening. Just the whole point here is just to have an opening that can fit your head. So it depends on you if you want to make the front and the back the same, or if you want to bring down the front a little bit. So that's what I decided to do. So now the next thing I'm going to do now is to go ahead and so from this measurement you have here now, you can go ahead and mark it like a circle. So you can't, you know, normally when you're marking a circle, you will just put your tape here and mark all the way down like this. Just insert the measurement, whatever measurement you're working with, you mark it round like this. But what I'm going to do is just to go from this point here and try to give myself like a curve, right? Just spread out my hand this way. Just draw it like a curve this way, all the way down to the end here. But don't curve it all the way, because you don't want this part to be pointy, right? So I just brought it in this way, right? So now let me mark it again so you guys can see. Guys, this is just a very simple top that you can make. Just give it this curve at the edge here. So now after that, the next thing you're going to do is to mark from your shoulder to your waist. For me, that's going to be about 17. I'm going to mark 17 here on this line. And then the next measurement you might need is your shoulder to where your bust normally is, which is somewhere here, right? For me, it might be 11, it might be 10. It depends on you where yours is. So let me say mine is about 11 inches, shoulder to bust, shoulder to waist. Guys, at this point, you can go ahead on the bust line. You can go ahead, mark your bust measurement divided by 4. Maybe if you want, you can add half an inch to it for ease, right? Come down to your waist. Guys, on your waist, I will not advise to use exactly your waist measurement, because you're trying to make this to be a little bit you're not trying to make it too fitted. So you might want to use maybe your bust measurement all the way down, because there's still going to be a belt here, so it doesn't even matter. The belt will still help bring your waist close together. Or you can do your waist measurement divided by 4. your waist measurement divided by 4, and then you can add like 1 inch to that, right? So somewhere here now for me, and then connect it this way to this point, and then you can also bring down this top measurement down here, like this here, and just make it like this. So guys, the same measurement I put on this side, I'm going to turn this over again, right? Just turn it over. You can just place your finger here just so that you can be able to make that same line, just so that I can be able to know where it is. So you see, I'm pointing at the particular place where it is, and then I can now turn it over. I've made 3 marks here. You see, 1 mark is here, the second one is here, and then the last one is here. And then you can just go back in again and place your measurement again, the same. So this was at 11. This one was my shoulder to my waist, which was at 17. My shoulder to then the edge of the dress, which was here. So I'm going to mark where the length I wanted was here, and then the bust to this one here. So now I've duplicated that measurement. So all I have to do now is just to go ahead, guys. This is just like making a kaftan, but except you don't want this part to be fitted, guys. If you don't want this part to be fitted, what you can do, if you don't want it fitted at your bust, let me first cut this out so I can show you guys something. So you're going to cut out this circle now, right? Because we're trying to make like a circle poncho top, right? Some people can just cut like a circle top, a circle. This poncho comes in different forms. Some people might just cut like a circle, put a neckline in it, and then wear it like a cape. It's a different type of poncho. Some people can just also come down here as 1 inch and make it like a kaftan. Come up here, up to the bust. It's fitted on their bust, but you can see it like a butterfly top. It's a different type too. So it depends on you, the type you're going for. Mine, I don't want it too fitted by the bust, and I just want it to have a keyhole by the side so that my belt can pass through on the outside, right? So basically at this point, I'm going to also cut out the back neckline just so it will help me know where the shoulder is supposed to be. And then I'm going to notch this part here, notch the bottom so that I can know where my corners are supposed to be, and then notch this part too. So now, because I'm going to separate it so that I can cut out the front neckline, I can't cut it the way this is. I have to open it up. And guys, you see, if you open this up now, this is what it looks like. Let me turn it this way. So guys, this poncho comes in different forms. That's what I'm trying to explain to you guys. Some people might make their own to be fitted right from their bust and then go down to their body. And then, like I said, we are going to be putting a keyhole here. Like a keyhole, guys, this keyhole thing that people normally put on the side is just basically like, there are different ways you can do it. You can do like, you know how you put button opening for your top, right? For your shirt, you can just make a button opening in a straight line like this. Open this part up, use your button zigzag thing, cut it with razor, and then use your button opening. Guys, you know what I'm saying. Pass your belt through that. Cut another one on this side, right? The same thing you use for this button loop, the opening for the button on a shirt, right? You use that same thing, cut this open, and then zigzag the sides. You have the opening. It's just an opening to pass your belt through. Some people might want to make their own to look like a very big opening, like something that looks, let me say, something that is wide like this, like a big opening. It depends on you, but that one normally comes, I've seen it mostly on a dress, like a kaftan dress, not on something that looks like this. Then if you want to make something like that, you can cut that opening and then use like a bias to turn it over, right? You can use like a bias to turn over the edges. That's another way of doing it. So, but for our own, we are good. When we come to that point, we are going to just split it open and then maybe use a bias to turn it over. But that's not what we are doing right now. So now, this is our neckline here, right? I've drawn out this neckline again. So I only marked this side before on a fold. Now I marked the other side. So I'm going to pick up one of this layer. You see the second layer is here. Pick up one and then cut out this neckline now, so that I know I have my front neckline. You see, so my neckline is here now. Guys, you see what I was saying before. So at this point now, if you don't want this to be fitted on your bust, you want it just fitted right from maybe your waist, what you can do is you can do 3 inches before your waistline, right? This is where my waist was. So if I want, I can start my stitch somewhere here, like 4 inches above my waist, and then somewhere here again 4 inches above my waist. It totally depends on you, and then you just sew it close, guys, not on the wrong side. Just take your sewing machine and sew on this line down. The way this fabric is closed, that's how you're going to sew it. But before you sew it, you have to open up this circle, right? You open up this circle, and then let me show you guys. So guys, this is actually our circle, right? Just all you have to do is to turn this in like this all the way around, like fold it like how you normally fold the edge of your clothes. Once you finish folding it all the way around, like go around this top. Once you finish it, then you can use bias also, finish this neckline, and make sure your head can fit in here before you start to use bias on it. Widen it more if you need to widen it. Whatever you need to do, do it, but don't start to put in your bias if the circumference of this cannot fit your head, because it will give you more work. That means you have to go back and open it up more. So after you finish sewing the sides, then you can just go ahead and close up this part. Guys, this is a very easy top. You can make it to sell, and it's really nice. You can wear it with a pencil pant. You can wear it with like a pencil skirt. So let me show you guys the one I've already done. So guys, this one is the one I've already done. You see, I've closed up the sides. I made my seam down here, and then the next thing I have to do now is just to finish up this opening for this side. You see what I was telling you guys about the button loop here? Make this opening, and then my belt can pass through on the outside. Guys, another thing is that you don't have to sew this up to the edge. You can stop 2 inches before the end of the cloth and 2 inches before the end of the cloth. You see how I did my own, just so it's not fitted by your hip, depending on the length of the top. You see, mine doesn't reach the edge. It just stops like 2 inches before the end, 2 inches before the end, or you can do 3 inches, depending on if you're making it in form of a long top. Just come down enough to go past your lower waist, right? Come down to go past that. So that's basically it. I'm going to go in now and sew mine. So I'll use bias here, cut a strip of bias, finish up my neckline, then fold the edges, sew it down, and then I'll bring it back so you guys can see what it looks like. For people to close up this opening is like, after you make the wide opening, you turn it from the wrong side and sew around that opening like you're trying to, let's say you make the opening like how you've made this opening now. Instead of sewing it from the front, you flip it from the wrong side of each of them, and then sew it around and turn it around. I don't know if you guys understand what I'm saying. There are like different ways of trying to make this opening have a clean finish. You can if you want to use this method I'm talking about, that to be before you sew this side, you just flip it to the wrong side and sew around that circle, notch it around, and then flip it out and iron it, if that makes sense. So like you turn the wrong side of that circle, sew the edges, like sew the edges of that circle, like you sew the edges, like say this is the circle now, you flip it to the wrong side of this cloth, like the wrong side, and sew all that edges, and then notch it, and then flip it to the right side and iron out all the openings. It will help give you a clean finish. If you want to use that, you can use your needle and thread to sew it round. If you don't have the sewing machine, the one for zigzagging of the zipper, any one you want to use, you can use that, as long as you give it that opening outside of that butterfly part, outside of the body. Just give it that opening, then you have your keyhole. You can use bias. Anyone that works for you is okay. So that's basically how you do that. Then, so like I said, this one I did it before. I just ironed it out so you guys can see. You see the belt is from one of this loop to the other to the back, but I've not sewn the opening of this one. So just see what it looks like here. You can bring it together and then help to tie your waist. So this is what this would look like, and then the sleeve will drop. You guys will see when I try it out. This is the one we made from the video. So guys, basically I tried to use needle and thread to make the loop for this one. You see, if you don't want to use your sewing machine, just use it to finish up the edges, and I did the same thing on this side. So that's basically it. You see the neckline is done. So all I have to do is to pass my belt from one side, depending on how you want to tie it, like this, and then the other end will come out from the other side. So guys, like I said, this top is very easy to make. It will take you less than 20 minutes to finish it, and it looks really nice. Yeah, thank you guys so much for watching, and please like, share and subscribe. Bye.